Folks, welcome back to the Magnolia Shine podcast. It is Thursday, which is, to me, my most exciting show of the week is the Thursday, man. We got Friday night football coming right at you tomorrow night, and we got some matchups to talk about. Blake, what you thinking?
Man, it's a great week. I mean, when you think about this week, in my personal rankings, I got Tupelo 1 and West Point 2. They
Yeah.
play each other. In the private schools, I have MRA 1, Jackson Academy 2 in the private schools. They play each other. Let's just start there. 1 and 2 are playing in both associations.
Yeah, no, seriously, and let's just go ahead and get started with that. Let's start off with the MAIS number 1 and number 2. Talking MRA and JA. MRA has lost one game, but is out of state, and it was a really good game to a great Tennessee school. And then JA is 4-0, and Jackson Academy going into this year, they've got a stacked roster. They have 2 Dandy Dozen members. Very, very good roster put together. The only school, and this is their first year having a Dandy Dozen, which is kind of crazy too. What you thinking, Blake? MRA and JA?
Look, I think if you put it down on paper and you talk about how great the coaches are at Jackson Academy are, you would immediately go JA, right? If you just put it on paper and you say, man, look at these Division One Power Four guys, 2 guys going to Tennessee. For goodness sakes, 2 Dandy Dozens at linebacker and defensive tackle D line, and you got a wide receiver that is Power Four. You got a really good couple quarterbacks. They got 2 quarterbacks I really like. They got everything. They got Caden Moss. He's the #1 rated recruit in the junior class. At left tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do you want? And yet I'm taking MRA. I just love the way I've seen MRA mesh as a team earlier in this year. Their offense is high powered. Their defense runs to the ball. They contain. They do all the things that just a 101 football coach would love. And so I'm going to take MRA in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if JA won, but I'm taking MRA just because I just like their vibes this season. I'm a vibes guy, and that's what I like.
Well, I'm gonna go to the contrary. I'm taking JA. I'm taking JA to win this game, and I agree with all of your points about MRA. I think they're a great team. I think this is going to be a great game. JA hosts this game at the Brickyard, which is I always like that stadium. It's a cool stadium. It's kind of smaller, but it's pretty cool though. They'll be hosting. I think they're going to show that they're a very good team right here. I think the Raiders have this one. I got JA.
Yeah, Jay is one of my favorite football fields in the state and stadiums. It's not the biggest, but man,
No.
the vibes, the hominess, it's the hominess of it, right? It's just
Oh yeah.
neat.
Yeah, and Jackson Academy's just tucked right there in Jackson, and they got their spot. So it's
They
pretty
got
cool.
enough money. They got enough money to make it pretty.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Now we're talking Lewisville and Knoxabe County, and so this is a game that should be very interesting here. Man, I'm torn on it. I think I'm gonna go Knoxabe. Here. I think this is going to be a great game. I just had a tough time picking between these 2 teams, but I think Knoxabe, their only loss was to West Point, and they didn't lose by that much to who we have as the number 2 team in the state in the West Point Green Wave. I'm taking Knoxabe to beat Lewisville.
Lewisville's defense just hasn't been good this year so far. And when I say not good, I mean not good for their standards, because I think in the grand scheme of things, their defense is fine, when we talk about just the general high school, scene. But for their standards, it just hasn't been good, and it can't make up for what the offense has been. I'm taking Knoxabe as well. I think Knoxabe is just one of the best small schools this year. And think about, their one loss is to West Point, like you said, but they beat Heidelberg. They might beat Lewisville. I mean, they're impressive. That's a real
They are.
team. Imagine losing a Camario Taylor and his brother steps up and just the rest of the roster. I'm like, this is a title contender. They might win it this year after losing Camario Taylor after all those years going to the title game. Super impressed. I think Lewisville by the end of the season is going to be running for that championship. I'm not picking it, but I'm just saying that they'll be in the running for it. However, at this point in week 5, Knoxabe's just more put together.
So we both have Knoxabe winning that game. Then we got another big one. This is a big week. Starkville and Brandon. Okay. So the Yellow Jackets and the Bulldogs, both of these teams have taken their knocks. Starkville has one loss. They're 3-1. Their one loss was to West Point, but they got absolutely smacked down by the Green Wave. Brandon has 2 losses. A pretty tough loss there to Tupelo early in the season, and they just are coming off a week of getting beat real badly by the team from Alabama that they were playing. And so Brandon's hosting this game, okay? And I am going to take the Brandon Bulldogs, and the reason why is listen. I had a tough time with this one, all right, but listen, I had to stay consistent with my pick, okay, because I had Brandon at the beginning of the season, even though I gotta say I've switched over to Tupelo as my favorite for a championship, but I gotta stick with these Bulldogs. I think they're gonna pull it out at home against Starkville.
You an Eminem fan at all?
Not really, no.
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Right? Like, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Will the real Starkville stand up? Will the real Brandon please stand up? Because I'm waiting for both of these teams. I think
Yeah.
Starkville's really good. But that West Point, I can't get that image out of my head just yet. They win this game, I can move past that. But will the real Brandon please stand up? Will the real Starkville please stand up? This game is one of the most important non-district games of this season. I thought it was going to be Tupelo Brandon, but it's Starkville Brandon that is the most important because I'm going to know where these teams are standing. Brandon loses this game, they're not going to a title game. I don't even know how far they can even go in the playoffs. If Starkville loses this game, I just don't think they have a shot against Tupelo. So this is going to be who is the real team? Who is the real team? Now it's a close battle. Maybe I say, okay, both these teams showed a little bit. But I just want to know, who is it? Which one of these teams could beat Tupelo? Which one?
Yeah. I mean, that would be the question. What's your pick?
I am going to take Starkville because I've been riding this wave, no pun intended, this whole season. So I'm rolling with Starkville.
You got Starkville, I got Brandon. We got Grenada and Oxford, which is another big one here. Grenada's undefeated. They're going to Oxford.
Chargers. The Chargers.
Yeah, listen, and yeah, that's right. Chargers against Chargers here. It's actually for Grenada. That's the second Chargers they've played this year. So Oxford just took on Tupelo and gave Tupelo a real good match. I had picked Oxford to beat Tupelo. I was wrong on that, but they showed pretty well. I mean, listen, I'd say that Oxford right now is sitting pretty nicely. They have a 1 touchdown loss to Tupelo, which means that they can compete with the best team in the state. And the thing with Grenada,
they were up 13-0. They were up 13-0.
Yeah, they were. Of course, that kind of has another element to it. You kind of blew a lead, but at the same time, it was a good showing. Grenada is a good team. They're going to be competing for 6A. I think they're going to be in the 6A title game. I think they're going to beat Warren Central and be in the 6A title game. But they have not been challenged the same way Oxford has been. Not the same way Oxford has been. I mean, they have been challenged. I think Grenada takes their first loss here, and I think Oxford gets this win.
I'm taking Oxford as well. Grenada has been good. They have not been great yet. Oxford showed me a lot defensively. Now, Tupelo kind of threw up on themselves in this game. I mean, we talked about 180 yards of penalty, can't throw the ball, you're limited. But at the same time, Oxford can make the case, well, we forced them into those penalties. We forced them into bad play. And so I'm going to take Oxford because I've been really impressed with how they've played early in this season. I think they're a legitimate, couple rounds, maybe even win their district team this year. Grenada just hasn't hit that next level. Last year, they looked like they were just unbeatable. They just looked like they were going to mow through everybody, and you could see it from the jump. This year, you're like, okay, I still have them as my number one team, but they're not invincible this time.
Picayune and Poplarville. Oh man. And these
Picayune.
teams.
Picayune easy. Picayune easy.
Well, yeah, I'm picking Picayune to win this game. I'm not thinking Picayune easy though. And I'm big on Picayune. No, man, I think Poplarville's a real okay. To be clear, I'm picking Picayune. Okay, my pick is Picayune. But I don't think that it's easy. That man, Poplarville's a very good team, and they are really catching their stride right now. And I mean, listen, here's the thing too. They just beat Pearl River Central, really badly, 49-14. I mean, I know that this is not how you play football. You don't compare scores, but I could see Picayune beating PRC 49-14. Like, I think that's a comparable type of score. I think Picayune is better because I think Picayune just competed really well with Ocean Springs. And Ocean Springs could be among the best teams in the state. So Picayune is up in the top of this state overall in football. So I definitely have Picayune winning, but I think Poplarville's going to give them a good match, especially in Poplarville.
It's not a bet the mustache kind of vibe, but but no, I don't see a world where Poplarville wins this game. I'd like to see Poplarville compete, but I just don't see a world where Picayune loses this game.
Warren Central at Madison Central. I like this matchup. These are two teams that, listen, Warren Central, they started off with that loss to Clinton, and you're at the point where you're like, Warren Central, I guess this must not be the year, but boom, they have turned it on. They have turned it on in
and so is Clinton.
Weeks.
And Clinton was just different than what we thought.
Yeah, and Clinton's very good. But Clinton beat them down. It wasn't a close game. They beat them down first week. But we've seen a lot of good stuff from Warren Central since then. Madison Central has had their ups and downs. They lost to Brookhaven, which would be considered a bad loss, even though Brookhaven's a good team, but that's 2 classifications difference. They lost to Brandon by 1 touchdown. Madison Central's just, they're 2-2, and it's just kind of interesting there. Listen, man, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Madison. I'm going to take Madison to win this game. But, man, I don't know. Like, I'm not confident whatsoever. But I'm taking Madison to win the game.
I'm going to take Warren Central. I think they found their groove. I think they've hit their stride now. And after that week 1, okay, and they're winning convincingly too now. It's not like they're just squeaking by. I think they're starting to hit their groove. They're starting to be the title pick that I had preseason. This is what I envisioned. Madison doesn't have the capability, it seems, to even blow out a team, right? Like, you talk about Clinton, they got ahead of Warren Central and then just took their soul. I don't know if Madison has enough offense to do that to a team. And if you let Warren Central hang around and play in that box and play in the mud, I like Warren here.
So Hartfield Academy and Jackson Prep. So this game will be.
Man, you must be just waiting for the biggest game. You must be waiting to pick the biggest game towards the end.
Oh yeah, I saved the best for last, man. You know what I mean? I saved the best for last.
All right. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. So Hartfield and Jackson Prep, and so this game's gonna be in Flow. This is the Flowwood matchup. They're both there on Lakeland. I got Hartfield winning this game over Jackson Prep. But listen, Hartfield 1-3. I mean, they're really looking for a win here.
Yeah, I mean, you're taking Hartfield, you said?
I'm taking Hartfield.
Does it change that I think Womack might be out? Don't take my word for it, but I think Womack might be out.
That might change it because that dude does a lot of stuff for Hartfield.
I'm gonna take Hartfield, but this might be a close game.
Okay, and it's gonna be at Preps and also Jackson Preps look better since the beginning of the season to me. Like they're doing all right. I don't think they're going to be able to compete with the MRAs and the Jackson Academies, which is what they need to do to win a championship. But I don't view them as being a bad football team. They're just kind of behind right this year.
They're never going to be a bad football. They're never going to be a bad football team because they're just excellent coaches, excellent coordinators, excellent head coach. They'll never be bad. They may not have the talent this year.
Yeah. I agree. Northwest Rankin and Brookhaven. And this one probably barely made my top 10 list. But it's another – listen, Brookhaven's got another 7A program coming into town. And I don't know. Maybe I'm overhyping them. But I think Brookhaven takes this one for sure.
Yeah, I think Brookhaven responds. That was a letdown game.
It was.
Macomb may be better than what we thought, but at the same time, it's still a letdown game for Brookhaven. I think Brookhaven wins this. Northwest Rankin just hasn't looked good recently, and they've just kind of been floundering around. So I'm taking Brookhaven. And I know they've been close before, so I think Old Brook comes back, responds, and gets back into that. Okay, we're a real 5A power this year.
Clinton and Petal. So this one going to be in Petal. I think this is a good one because listen, Petal they just beat Gulfport. And so Petal's starting to feel a little bit better. They're 2-2. But man, I'm taking the arrows. I'm taking the arrows because I think Clinton's got it. I think they've got a really good team this year. I'm not thinking it's going to be a beatdown though. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Clinton takes the win.
I'm sorry because you're trying to catch me, but I'm taking Clinton too. I'm so on board. I've completely jumped on the Clinton Arrows train. I think they're a playoff team. I think they might even win a round if they can get to that 3 spot
Yeah.
and maybe not have to play Tupelo in the first round. I'm sold. I'm putting stock. I'm putting all my stock in Clinton right now to win a playoff game this year. So I think they win this one.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I guess Blake, since you're ahead on the matchups, I guess if you just picked whatever I picked for the rest of the season, you would win, right?
No, no, because you know my personality. I would never just pick to pick, right? I'm locked.
No
I'm
way,
locked
no
in.
way. That's for sure. All right, so this is the game of the week. Most definitely, obviously, number 1 versus number 2 in the state of Mississippi, the West Point Green Wave, heading up to Tupelo to take on the Tupelo Golden Wave. All right, Green Wave and Golden Wave taking each other on. And listen, West Point's 5A, Tupelo's 7A, but throw those classifications out the window for this matchup. We are into some football here. Listen, man, I love West Point. And listen, I had an interview with their coach and with Coach
No
Brett
way,
Morgan.
you're gonna do it?
You should go check it. You should go check it out. You should go check out that interview. Hold on a second. You should go check out that interview with Coach Brett Morgan. It was a great interview there on the Magnolia Shine podcast, and hit that subscribe button as well. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm taking Tupelo. I'm taking Tupelo. I can't. I can't.
No!
I can't pick against them again.
Oh man!
Listen, I just don't see them losing because this is a home game for them. And so it's a home game for Tupelo. They're playing on that blue field. I mean, I gotta say, man, if you're an opposing team and you're playing on that blue field, not only are you playing the best team in the state, but you're playing on a field there's a little eyesore to it. You know what I mean? Like that blue is a little bit like, oh man, it's a little much. Man, I actually think that'll have an effect. Maybe I'm just reading too much into that. Also, Tupelo's the best team in the state of Mississippi. I mean, I'm taking Tupelo.
I'm so sorry to all the Tupelo West Point fans what I'm about to say here, but I think even their fan base would agree with me. Between the West Point jerseys, the Tupelo jerseys, and that football field, that will not be the prettiest game I've ever seen. Looking like picture it right now in your mind right now, Trellis.
Yeah.
Tupelo's jerseys, West Point jerseys on a blue field with yellow around it. Oh goodness gracious. Okay. First up, did you see the TikTok video I made?
I don't know which one you're referring to here.
Okay. It's a mustache pick.
Oh yeah, no, I did see this. Oh yeah, no, okay. Listen, hold on a second. I can't
It's a
believe
mustache
this is
pick.
a mustache pick.
It's a
I
mustache
can't believe
pick.
this is a mustache pick.
This is a mustache pick. Tupelo wins this game 100%. Super fun to have 1 versus 2, but Tupelo's winning. And it's a mustache pick. It is full confidence that I have in Tupelo winning every single game this year. I don't care who the opponent. It's faceless, nameless. They're winning this game. It may even be 2 touchdowns. Who knows? All I know is that they're going to win the game. It's a mustache pick. I already shaved the head. So, I got to keep some hair somewhere, and it's going to be on my mustache. So, Tupelo's going to win this game. If they lose, I will shave it. And not only that, but I was going to make a video of me shaving it. But here's the thing. I haven't even asked who's going to film it because I'm not going to have to do it.
Well, here's the thing, man. I don't think it's to that level of guarantee. I'm picking Tupelo, but 2 touchdowns, I'd be shocked, I gotta say. Because the thing is with Tupelo is that they can score points, but a lot of their games are a little bit more they're holding the other team to low scores. And listen, West Point can score the football. I think they're gonna have a tough time with Tupelo. They haven't played a team like Tupelo yet, obviously.
Yeah, but the defensive line of Tupelo. Ooh.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now, listen, I'm picking Tupelo, but I don't know. I could see this being an interesting game. I just think Tupelo wins. But listen,
Yeah, and I have full confidence. It's a guarantee, from Blake Levine.
All right, well, listen, that wraps up our top 10 matchups here. And Blake, kind of makes me want to ask you this question. Out of all these teams, which of these teams would you say is in more of a must-win situation?
Ooh. I'm gonna take 2 different teams here.
Okay.
Okay, two different must wins. One is Jackson Academy. You sold for this year, right? Like you got everything you needed, right? This is a year you got all these seniors that are just wonderful football players. Seniors, right? So they're not coming back next year. This is the game that you gotta go win. This is it. This is what is JA football gonna win for the first time in almost 20 years or whatever it is. Is this is where it starts. It starts with the beating of MRA, right? And I don't say must win in if they lose their season's over. I'm saying in a must win as in you invested into your football program. You hired a good coach. You have really good football players. You got a great stadium, big fan base that's into it right now. You got to win this game. You got to win this game. And then 2, because, we just did it, Tupelo is a must win because my mustache might leave me.
Yeah, that's a must win for you for sure. My two must win teams would be Brandon. And obviously, listen, we're at a point in the season where technically there's no must wins here. We're in non-region play, so there's no technical must wins.
It's the hypothetical must win.
That's right. So Brandon, if they lose, they'll have lost to Starkville and Tupelo at home, and then they'll have a blowout loss on the road against the team from Alabama. And they would be 2-3, and at this point, the confidence would just start to get a little lower for them as a team. Going into region play. Okay. And then my other team is Madison Central. And the reason for that is same thing for them. They'd have another home loss. They'd be 2-3. They lost to Brandon. And then they also lost to Brookhaven. And so now losing to Warren Central at home, I just don't think that's a good feel for either one of those teams. Both of those teams are good football teams. And they're competitive football teams, and they'd be a tough out for anybody who plays them. I mean, if we're just being straight up, anybody who plays them, other than Tupelo, that's a tough out, Brandon or Madison Central. But they're not feeling good at 2-3. Neither one of those teams.
Yeah, but and what I like about what you just said there is it's not that those teams couldn't beat someone in the playoffs or win a couple rounds, but they couldn't win 4 straight games because they wouldn't have proved that they can consistently win big games.
Yeah. That's what that is.
Because to win a championship in 7A, you got to win 4 playoff games. So that's saying, okay, you have to beat 4 playoff teams in a row. Have you shown enough consistency to win 4 straight games against high-quality opponents?
Yes. So, Blake, do you know, as far as Brandon is concerned, have you gotten any updates on Tyson Robinson and what his return looks like?
No, but I wish I did. But I don't. For this week, again, it goes back to they can't be just reliant on Tyson Robinson. We talk about the great teams. Tupelo's missing their freaking quarterback. And it's like. You can't just be reliant on one player. In 1A, you can be. In 7A, you got to have a squad.
Yeah. And that is for sure. So, folks, well, listen, we appreciate you joining us for the Magnolia Shine podcast. Hit the subscribe button. Also, like and share. Turn the notifications on so you never miss one of our videos. We cover we cover high school sports. We're also talking college sports as we did yesterday on Wednesday on our College Wednesday podcast. Look, big week 5 of the season. And listen, we got number 1 versus number 2 in private school, number 1 versus number 2 in public school. Blake, man, we're looking forward to seeing some football here tomorrow night.
Between college and high school football, this is just a wonderful weekend of matchups.
Most definitely. Folks, we appreciate you joining us. That is Blake Levine alongside myself, Trellis Williams. This is the Magnolia Shine Podcast. Until next time, we out.